Okay, it's been a few days since I've made a video, and pretty much I've been at home like since. Let's just let's just clear some things up. Actually, no, I'm gonna clear things up in another video, because this video is about leaks. Yeah, I've been paying attention to the news about Pokemon X and Y for a good like since the leaks first started coming out. I think what, October 2nd, I think it was. So yeah, I've been keeping a close eye on the leaks since then. And I mean, I've always been one to look and see what Pokemon are in the game, and I don't care if I'm spoiling that, because seriously, I don't sometimes it's like I don't want to spend so much time trying to find where a certain Pokemon is if you can only find it in a while, or how much of a percentage it is, or anything of the like. And I've just pretty much not really cared if I see a Pokemon or not early. And I mean, I've always gotten the Japanese version too, so either way it doesn't matter. However, the leaks, Nintendo is so butthurt about these leaks that have come out, and it's like, I do see where they are coming from, because they wanted to have a glorious worldwide release that could just be so happy for them and just have everyone have the game at the same time. Except that wouldn't happen. Nintendo, you're being so stupid about how they're like, we're gonna release the games at the exact same time all around the world. Except not really, because Japan's still gonna get it first. Or I think New Zealand might actually get it first. But either way, that part of the part of the world that is farthest to the east, they're going to get it first. And the US has to wait a good 16 hours or so, like between 13 and 16 hours for us to actually get the games, as well as Canada and Mexico and the west part of the world. And it's like, Nintendo, you're not going to be giving it to everyone at the exact same time. No, you're just going to be giving it to the east part of the world first. That's not the exact same time, unless you're being specific about the time. And it's like, no, that's, whenever you're saying the exact same time, it means, okay, everyone has it. That's what you mean. Not, oh, it's midnight for them, so they get it first. And then once it turns midnight for the US for the first time, then they all get it. Yeah, that's a good example too. Pretty much whenever a game gets released in the US, it gets released everywhere digitally at midnight as of East Coast time, not West Coast, like in the eShop. Because in the eShop, once it turns like 9 p.m. or something, then West Coast gets it. And so, yeah, it gets released at the exact same time. This isn't how it's going to work with Pokemon. Japan's going to be getting it like first, or New Zealand and Australia and all them. And yeah, it's just kind of hypocritical for them to be saying it's getting released at the exact same time. Yeah, at midnight, your time. So, my advice for Nintendo: if you want to release the game at the exact same time without hurting yourselves with physical copies, because if you're going to ship physical copies out, it's going to screw up somewhere, at eventually, because I remember when I was a kid, sometimes EB Games, or yeah, I think it was EB Games at the time, would like give me the game a day or two early before it became like this big corporation or something, because this was like back in like 2001 or something. So I mean, that was before street dates were pretty much enforced and you got in trouble for it. So they didn't mind if they gave the game a day or two early or whatever. And so yeah, it was like that was pretty cool. But um for physical copies, it's just not going to happen. The only way Nintendo could literally release the games at the exact same time, like if it turns midnight at Japan, it will be released on the exact opposite side of the world at like what, noon time the day before. The only way they would do that is if they released it digitally, like at the exact same time. Like tell the people at the eShop of Nintendo of America, Nintendo of Europe, and Nintendo of Japan, tell them all to release it at the exact same time, depending on what area of the world it is, and then it'll be released at the exact same time. But it will be digitally, of course, but I mean, if that's what they want to do, or like if they want to actually see that dream occur, then they need to go to do that and then release the physical copies like 2 weeks later or something. And then if you want the physical copy, then you got to wait the 2 weeks, because some people don't know how to hold back the physical copies, because human nature, sometimes they're just don't care. Seriously. Canada, Italy, they didn't care, so they released it early in those places, like, because the game stores were like, I don't care, I'm making the money. I'm making the money before everyone else. So seriously, if they want to make it a exact same time release it at the exact same time everywhere at the exact same time around the world in digital form, and then you got yourself a worldwide release. I mean, look at Nintendo, a freaking Nintendo World store. They're gonna release it at the exact same time in New York City, and that's the only way you're gonna get it early, unless you got a Japanese copy unless you got a Japanese 3DS, which, if you all don't know, I got a Japanese 3DS. Like, actually it needs power, but if I can get the yeah, of course. Okay. You all probably, I don't have it connected to the capture device, and I don't feel like bringing up the screen or anything, but obviously, let me just zoom that in. Obviously, those are Japanese letters right there, and that's Japanese symbol for the date. And yeah, I can download it digitally easily, but let me just do that. I can do that. I can download it. My plan is to download it digitally, insert the English title right here, and then pick up the physical copy for this whenever time comes for that. And it's going to be like while I'm streaming, but I want the game physically for myself as well, because I got the one 3DS, and then I got the Pikachu 3DS that I take around with me, because that's been more of my my black 3DS has been more of my recording one, while my Pikachu one has been my personal time one. So yeah, it's like, if you want to release it worldwide, release it digitally 2 weeks before, and like whenever they ship out the physical copies, so then that doesn't happen. Instead, Nintendo has to send a freaking representative to Canada and then get all hissy fit with the game store, and then the person that bought the game that technically it's theirs surrendered their copy without getting any money back to the Nintendo representative. And in my opinion, he should have at least got his money back, because it's not his fault that, I mean, they said it was a friend or something, but I am almost positive that the friend didn't just sell it to him, but he probably sold it to other people as well. So that friend is in trouble either way. And because I mean, if you're gonna sell it to one person, you're gonna feel like selling it to more people than just one person. And so this whole ordeal is just completely blown out of proportion. Nintendo, well, the game store shouldn't have done it, but human nature took over and said, I can make the money. I can make the money. And just pretty much started, like, sold it to the guy and probably other people. And then Nintendo, or then the guy is at fault for being an idiot and leaking the information, not secretly, but on his personal freaking account. That would be like me getting the game early and then putting it up on YouTube, or taking pictures with the capture device and actually uploading clear as day pictures onto the internet and saying, "Oh, I'm Lucario player. I leaked the photos." No, you don't do that on your personal account, you idiot. What you do is you make a different account entirely and make a different email, and either do one of two things. Either try to change your IP address, because I know people can change their IP addresses to be in another country or something, and then they don't have to worry about them being spotted where they're at. Or go to a freaking McDonald's or Starbucks and upload the pictures from there on an email account or whatever, and then you don't have to worry about Nintendo trying to walk up to your doorstep saying, "Hey, you bought a game from us before the street date. We're And then Nintendo is going all insane about it, when this is publicity. The leaking would actually be helping you, because because of you all not wanting to tell what the final starters are. Spoilers. The Fox Pokemon is the most hated Pokemon now, thanks to what they did to it. Because, I mean, it was like the most popular thing, and then the second evolution was like, oh my god, now it's Harry Potter, and has a stick and stuff that is like a wand, and holy crap, it's awesome. And then you get to the final evolution, and people are like, oh my god, it's ugly freaking Pokemon. Oh my god, I'm switching Pokemon. Could you imagine what the outlook of that would have been if the images wouldn't have leaked? They would have been even more butthurt. The internet would have been more butthurt, and would have pretty much have given the biggest complaint to Game Freak ever, because they should have told us what it was or whatever. I was Chespin the whole time, and finding out what Chespin was, I already know what I'm going to nickname Chespin now because of that. It's almost the same nickname as what it is, but I can't remember what the name is. But I'm going to be naming it Juggernaut, because it's a play on words of juggernaut, with the nut being that it's a kind of like the nut, a chestnut sort of thing. And yeah, and pretty much, yeah, he's going to be Juggernaut, which whenever I thought about it, I was like, I remember thinking about it a few weeks prior, thinking to myself, wonder if it's going to be like a Juggernaut. And so, yeah, that happened, and it's like, I already know what I'm going to nickname it, and looks like a Juggernaut. And then Froakies Final Evolution. Some people hate it, some people like it, but it's the most liked out of all three, because it's a ninja, and the only reason people hate it is because of the tongue scarf that it has, which it's creative because frogs are known for their tongues. I mean, how do they eat? Goes all the way over there like a friggin' Yoshi. And people that are just complaining about it are just... This is another reason why I've taken a few-day break, because it's like so many complainers out there between Mario and Luigi, and then now Pokemon, and another website that I go to, and holy crap, everyone complains. So if you're going to complain, I'm going to complain back at the whole entire world. And then Nintendo just being stupid about how the leaks happened. And that's the only person that I think has been really been Nintendo'd, which I'm surprised it's not an Urban Dictionary term yet, because I tried looking it up and it's like, that's not a term as of yet. But I'm waiting for that term to come up. Nintendo'd. It's like when the Nintendo representatives come in to take your game away, pretty much. But enough about the complaining. More spoilers. The Binnacle screenshot. Oh man, that was like the most ugly Pokemon that's pretty much been released this generation. Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone ignored him and made fun of him for how ugly he was. But then, one day, he evolved into a huge monster, a psychopathic monster that was so strong that it killed everyone. The end. Yeah, Binnacle evolves into this monstrosity that, while it does still look a little ugly, it's not. It's ugly in a good way, because it looks very strong ugly. And you know, like, that's pretty much like a psychopath. It's like, they don't look that strong, but they are pretty ugly, but they are capable of killing people. So, yeah, don't say things are ugly, or then you're gonna get killed. That's the lesson of the day. And then also, people are complaining about a new Pokemon that was also released, which what was it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty much a keychain Pokemon. And yeah, apparently it's only like this big, like, for real. But typing, holy crap. Fairy and Steel type. Immune to dragons and poison. That's pretty good. That's pretty amazing. And although the HP, apparently the base HP looks like it could use some work. However, some people, as of me making this recording, which it's 1:50 a.m. in the morning on October 4th, as of making this, people are speculating that it could have an evolution. Not to say that it will, but it could. Because, I mean, it could also be like Sableye, and that Sableye doesn't have any weaknesses, right? Yeah, I can't remember. I know he used to not have any weaknesses, so pretty much he might be weak to a fairy now, though. But either way, know how Sableye used to not be weak to anything, or still is? Pretty much like that, where it's pretty strong, but it's got a good resistance sort of thing going for it, minus the whole weak to fire a lot, and kind of weak to ground too. But otherwise, that's some good typing. But it might only be one evolution Pokemon too, but it could be a second as well. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what they could make a keychain evolve into either. Then again, I didn't know how they could make a sword evolve into two swords too. What else? Oh, make a Charizard X. I like that. I mean, that's not a leak, but I like it. I'm getting Pokemon X for my Japanese, and English is gonna be Y. So I might, if they. Someone's probably gonna ask for make a Charizard X on stream. If anything, what I'm gonna probably do is after I beat the game on stream or whatever, I'll probably trade whatever Pokemon I still have in my Japanese copy, and then from there just like I don't know, restart the game or something. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, and then take it from there. But yeah, otherwise not too worried about trading it over to someone if someone wants it in the stream or whatever, because I'm probably gonna pick Charizard because of the two evolutions that it has. So I mean, compared, like, they kind of screwed that up a little bit. Game Freak kind of screwed that up. What would you choose? The Pokemon that has one Mega Stone evolution, or the two Pokemon that one of the two Pokemon that have one Mega evolution, or the other Pokemon that has the double Mega evolution? Kinda screwed that up a little bit, Game Freak. I wouldn't have made that a choice. I wouldn't have done that. No. I don't know which one's better in my opinion, because I mean, making the sun come out is a pretty good ability. However, dragon fire type is also pretty sweet, especially since you can mix it up a little bit, and if they have like a certain part where sky battles are tournament style, Charizard X can pretty much Mega evolve up in the air and then still be in a sky battle, even though it's not a typing. It doesn't have levitate, or it doesn't have a flying type. So that's something a little sneaky there. I will say that. Let's see what else. Talk about the starters. Some of the Mega evolutions. I saw Gengar's Mega evolution. That looks pretty sweet. It looks pretty devious too. Looks even more devious than the regular Gengar. I think that's pretty much, like, there's been a lot of leaks, including, I find it funny how Pokemiles will actually be adding up in the game that you are playing. Even though that's something that's also on Pokemon.com that they're going to do. So, kind of seems a little weird since, as you all know, Black and White servers are going down. So, the Game Sync feature that's in Black and White 2, that's going to be completely useless. So, I don't know why they do something like that. But, whatever. Um, there's a lot of other things I could talk about, but I think I'm gonna just call it a video here. Again, like, just Nintendo, you kinda just ignited a bomb at yourself, because that was stupid. To the guy that leaked, you were stupid for using personal information. Should have just went to a McDonald's. It's pretty much like being tracked, like, by phone. If you call 911 on, don't I'm not condoning this, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, do not do this. It's like trying to call 911 on your house phone. They're going to come rushing over either way, if you whether you say something on 911 or the 911 call, or if you just hang up as soon as you call. They will start rushing over, because I think my sister's kid actually dialed 911 on the phone and hung up immediately after, like, while she was at a hair appointment, and all of a sudden you saw a police car roll up, and it's like, whoops. Whoops. So yeah, don't, like, and then if you dial 911 at a payphone, they will probably go to where the payphone is at, but they don't know where you're at. So yeah, it's pretty much like that, being tracked by the police or whatever. So I mean, don't take my advice about doing that kind of stuff, but if you're going to be a leaker, don't be stupid, because your internet can be tracked easily, pretty much. If you leak something, you're gonna get tracked. So don't do it. That's Luke's other lesson for the day. So yeah.